Hello, I'm Nige.
I'm Anders. Welcome to the Beer Kit Review. Not one of mine, so not that interested. Only kidding. It's Nige, one of yours.
Yeah, it's simply brown ale.
Yeah,
Simply, I've been quite a fan of the Simply range, mainly because they're cheap. They're only
they
about
are cheap and they're very good,
12,
aren't they?
13 pound or something like that per kit. It's very basic. You get a pouch with all the gooey stuff in it, and then you get you get some yeast, which is stuck on the bottom with the most impossible glue to
Oh,
prise
really?
off. But apart from that, but the kits are not bad.
Okay, I take it the brown gooey stuff has all the necessary sugars in there, does it?
No, you've got to add. It suggests a kilo off
Okay,
off another fermentable. And I've
okay.
just realised I've not looked up all the stats. When you have beer cam on, I'll get the stats
You
out.
do that. Okay. And again, you have to add your own priming sugar at the end, I take it.
Yes. Now I didn't follow the instructions
Ooh,
entirely.
ooh, how intriguing.
Yes,
Well,
there
you can
was.
tell us about that in a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get it into the glass. Get fire up
Let's
beer
get
cam.
beer cam on.
Get that liquid in.
Right, let's do that. And beer cam is running. There we go. Now, in fairness, I have had some of this very recently, and I thought I'll tell you about more about that in a minute. But it's coming up. It's a beautiful color. It really is. I mean, it's everything you want from a brown ale.
It looks like brown ale.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Newcastle brown ale in the 80s. Now,
Yes.
yeah, it's very hard getting. It looks so black, dark, but
It
it's
does here, but
hold
in
up.
in the cold light of day, there's a sort of reddy rustiness to it, I suppose.
Yes, it's a not quite ruby. It's on the red side of amber.
Yes.
It looks amazing. It's lovely and clear. Uh, I'll give you the. Where was this? When did I brew this? Uh, Duval brown ale. End of August, and it's sort of getting on.
Okay.
Uh, Bottled 13th of July, 13th of September. It was
So,
about 2 weeks. Yeah, it was in the 2 weeks in the fermenter. Uh, but I put 1,300 grams of sugar, 300 grams extra of sugar I put in because Newcastle Brown Ale is 4 point, well, it used to be about 4.8%. It might be 4.7 or 4.6 now.
yeah, I can't remember now.
And I wanted a Newcastle Brown Ale strength beer.
Okay. So you added just a little bit more.
A little bit more. My calculation went, it's come out at 4.9%.
Okay.
So my calculations weren't that far out. Anyway, shall we get
Let's
going?
do it because it looks, I've just smelt it. It smells absolutely gorgeous.
Cheers.
Chin chin. Right. Right from the off, this reminds me very much of pubs that I was taken to when I was a kid. And that
Right?
smell that you get. Because
1970s pub
everything
smell.
is so much more craft these days. And I've got no problem with craft. Craft is
No,
lovely.
this is Route One beer, isn't it?
This is a Route One beer, and there's now wrong with that, I'd say.
No.
Um, the aroma as you come in, wow, it's exactly everything that you want from a brown ale. It's got that slightly caramel stroke toffee aroma.
Yeah.
Um, And you're getting that in the taste as well.
Yeah, the caramel. It's come through even, it's stronger now than it was at that first sip, which
Hmm.
I've noticed it gets the flavor builds up as the, the
It's definitely the back end, isn't it? That caramel taste.
yeah. Now the
Hmm.
first I could tell, you could tell it was a homebrew. I'll just get that out
Hmm.
there. I think if I gave this enough time, I mean, it's how long's it been in the bottle? 5 weeks, just over
Yeah,
five
that's not
weeks
a
in the
lot of
bottle.
time, is it? And when you say there is a home brew, it's not
I know, but
massive home
I'm
brew.
looking for it. If I wasn't looking for it, I might not have noticed it.
Mm, we do look for it, though, don't we? Let's face it,
I know we do,
we
do.
do.
But the more you drink, the less you notice.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
I'm, I, I think the extra 300 grams is taking it quite nicely without too much bother.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I'm just chuffed to bits with it. I wanted an easy drinking beer. It's a bit pokey for an easy drinking one. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
well, the
I
autumn
think it's got,
internationals start with the rugby soon. And I wanted something to accompany the viewing of that.
and that's what you've got, really, isn't it? Let's
I
face
know.
it. Mm. And like I say, I had one of these the other day. I was very aware. When it comes to tasting homebrew, I'm quite selfish because
Right.
you always bring me down stuff, and I share my stuff with you, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm kind of like, when it comes to, oh, I'm going to have some homebrew, I tend to, I want to critique mine, I suppose, really.
Yes. Yeah.
How's it tasting after this amount of time? And I don't always go to yours, and I'm making a conscious effort to do that. Um, and obviously, I'm never let down. And I had one of these the other day, and I just thought it was absolutely superb. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I started drinking this after 2 weeks, and it's got better. It's typical. You've just about finished, but it's perfect. But got enough I've done that I don't have to get through this too quickly. So that is, I'll have more. Will be better if that makes sense.
Okay. Um,
Then talking about your each other, I had 3 bottles of your Hammer of Thor left over.
oh, which one?
Oh, it was two of one of the lager ones. One,
Right.
two. Anyway, I drank all 3 in the same night.
Jeez.
It's lovely. I could have easily drank a fourth if I could have found it in the darkness in the shed, but I didn't.
Yeah, I had one of my. Because I'm confident that I don't want to hijack this, but um, I think the one that I did with the lager yeast is going to taste as good as it's going to taste. I don't think it's going to improve. Whereas I think the one that was made with the ale yeast will get better.
I, I think it might have been Fireblade suggested that we leave it for a year and try them both against each other again.
Fireblade. He's a renegade fireblade.
Well, you've got enough bottles. I don't think you'd miss a few if you put them aside.
Well, always, I hope, as I know you've done as well, as soon as we finished the homebrew, bottled it, right? There's a couple for Nige. There's a couple for the Beer Kit
Yeah.
Fest. Yeah. Um, the rest are all for me.
And there's a couple I'll just hide so I can discover in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
But
Which normally leads to some sort of extraordinary. So anyway.
yeah, yeah, I like in the 1980s. I went through a phase of drinking Newcastle Brown Ale.
Hmm.
I drank enough that I sent away the bottle labels to get a free metal poster. You know the
Okay.
yes, I had a cause, I had a goal.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's good stuff. Newcastle Brown. I don't know why would you?
We tasted it at the pub one night, didn't we? And I wasn't that disappointed.
No.
We had had quite a bit of beer before that, which,
Yeah.
yeah. But I just got all
But yeah,
nostalgic,
actually,
and I thought I saw it on the website. I thought I just got nostalgic. I thought I'm having that.
I think that's close to becoming one of our catchphrases. Um, of course, we'd had a bit too much to drink by then. But it seems to be that and of course we tried the Newcastle Brown. We'd had a bit too much to drink by then.
Well, very very drunk though.
Yeah. But this, I've got one bottle left.
That is just so incredibly smooth.
Yeah, it really is. But I've got one bottle left,
Yeah.
and I might have to hide it. Which becomes, the older we get, the easier it becomes to forget where things are. Oh dear. Anyway, it's a triumph. I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd
Mm.
recommend it to our viewers if you like your brown ales, the Simply
And I
Kit.
take it they are fairly forgiving kits, are they? You don't have to do
Yeah,
too.
they're quite easy. I mean, mine was 2 weeks in the fermenter mainly because there was the extra sugar in it,
Yeah.
and then I had two days of cold crash, so that adds an extra 2 days onto that
Okay.
whole
Right.
process. So, but it'd be 7 to 10 days, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, there we go. Um, Simply brown ale. Give it a go. Um, in the meantime, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Goodbye.